I was assaulted by a star football player in college. We had been in a relationship for about a year when we broke up due to his cheating. Over Christmas break, I had found out he was cheating on me through listening to some of the voicemails that were on his phone. I found out that he had been entertaining the mother of his child and also a woman that had been I guess his side chick for a very long time back home where he was from. Before Christmas break started, he had left some things in my apartment, including some money, some cash that he needed in order to register for classes so that he would be eligible to play that season. And even though we were broken up, he called one day and he said, "Hey, I would like to just come over, get the rest of my stuff, including the money, and, just talk to you a little bit." And I said, "Okay." I let him come over. I just really wanted him to come get his stuff so we could just, go our separate ways. So he came over, of course, and I didn't feel too, scared about the situation because I also had three roommates and they were all home. So surely this man wouldn't do anything crazy with so many people around. So he came to the door. I let him in, and then we go back to our room where he had some of his stuff. And of course, he's not happy about the breakup. Cheaters never are. They, sell you all these dreams and say, "I won't do it again," or whatever. But, I'd already been down that road with him, so I wasn't really trying to hear all that. So I just tell him to get his stuff and, go on about his business. Well, while he was here, I was trying to make some extra money. I didn't have a job. My parents wouldn't allow me to have a job. So I was braiding hair on the side and I was doing, things so that I could make a little bit of money. So while he was there, the phone rang and one of my roommates at the time went and answered the phone. Apparently, it was a guy that I had met that wanted me to braid his hair. I was supposed to be braiding his hair that weekend. I was going to charge him $60 for some cornrows. Well, instead of taking a message, my roommate came to the door into my room and knocked on it. I answered it, and she told me that whatever the guy's name was on the phone. And keep in mind, yes, we were still in that room, and my ex was listening to the whole conversation. I answered the phone and got everything squared away about, when he was going to be coming by, what he needed to bring, and all that good stuff so that I could wash and braid his hair. And immediately, as soon as I got off the phone with that guy, my ex started to cuss and yell at me. I had been sitting like at the foot of the bed on the floor, and he was sitting on the bed. And when he started to yell and cuss at me, he then began to punch me in the top of my head. And then when I crawled away, he walked toward me, and he also kicked me in my side when I was down. Now, your mama didn't raise no fool, okay? So I got up. I ran to the bathroom that was a part of our suite in our apartment, and I locked myself in the bathroom for my own safety. So keep in mind, this guy was big. I had nothing to protect myself. Nobody was there. Everybody was scared. The roommates had ran into their room, also locked the doors because at this point, this guy was going absolutely insane. So we had all locked ourselves in our rooms or in the bathroom. I was in the bathroom. And while I was in the bathroom, I could just hear him just having the biggest tantrum. He was tearing up stuff in my room. I heard stuff flying everywhere. I heard things breaking. He didn't just stop in my room. He'd also went to the kitchen. I heard things flying around. Like, it was really scary. He was yelling at through the door. He was banging on the door. He was giving me and my roommates all these threats. But when he finally realized that he could not get to any of us and that, I guess he was satisfied with how much damage he had done, We heard him walk out the door and the door slammed. Well, when we realized that he was gone and he looked like he wasn't coming back, we all came out of our respective rooms and bathrooms and just kind of surveyed the damage, but not before making that sure that front door was locked. He had done a lot of damage to, like, the communal areas, but most of the damage, of course, was to my property and in my room. He had went and got into the refrigerator and gotten like cartons of juice and milk and stuff. He dumped one of the cartons into my computer, which completely ruined and damaged it. He had taken a pie that I had baked a little bit earlier that day and smeared it all over the walls and into the carpet. He broke my cell phone in half. There was papers and things torn up and thrown all over the room. And there was just a lot of food and stuff like that all over the walls and in the carpet, and even dumped all over my bed. We were all terrified, to say the least, and I was just in complete and utter shock that something like this had happened to me. Like, I didn't grow up seeing women getting beat on and stuff like that. So this was very crazy. One of my roommates convinced me that, hey, we need to call the cops or campus security, campus police, and they need to get out here and we need to press charges. So that's what we did. We called campus security. They came out, they took pictures of everything that happened in my room. They took pictures of, my face. I had a big lump on the top of my head where he had punched me. I had some bruising in my side and on my stomach where he had kicked me when I was down. And they took record of all that stuff. At that point, they had put out, an APB on him. They were looking for him. They knew exactly who it was because, again, he was a star football player at that school. They had to find him, and they were like, hey, he's probably going to show back up. When he does, give us a call. We'll come and we will pick him up and make sure that you guys are safe. Well, not 2 hours after campus police had left, he did exactly that. He showed back up, banging on the door, hollering and screaming to let him in, crying, talking about what type, he had made a big mistake. He was sorry. And if I just let him in, then, he would apologize to me and he would fix everything that he had broken. And this is getting pretty long, so just let me know if you want me to go on to a part 2.